season at the age of 58. And speaking of age seems to be nothing but a number these days with athletes, as Mike Tyson is set to take to the ring against Jake Paul. We'll find out what message he has to Jake Paul's fans coming up next. All that and more when we return here on the C Morning Show. Stay tuned. Your Thursday morning sports update is coming up next.
Since I was young, I had an intense desire to discover the world around me.
This is my first time driving in South America.
That hasn't changed, just the level of adventure. Now, every journey has a purpose. And each time I venture out to explore new destinations around the globe.
Yeah. It's a biggie under there.
I am following my travel quest.
I'm Eric Hansen. When I see a trail, I see more than a path from point A to point B. A good trail is the ultimate opportunity to explore, to discover new landscapes, and to challenge myself. When I don't have a pack on my back, I'm thinking about my next big adventure, because my mission is simple. My mission is to discover the world's most epic trails.
The steak menu from Saung Steak Galunggung. A little bit lack of seasoning. This is the famous sate taichan that Bang Khodris sell for about 1,000 every single day.
Hello everyone, welcome back again with me, Chef Putri, only at Satisfactory. Now we're gonna put more Parmesan cheese on top. I will be sharing with you guys one of the most easiest recipe for you guys to make at home. This is it, peanut butter seed cake. Only at Satisfactory, cook healthy and cook happy.
What's up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Christian Hansen. In this video, we will be exploring a new video coming up tonight, so I have to make sure everything is ready, but this has been a great trip.
Selamat datang di Knock the Doc. Wah, senang sekali saya Dr. Esa Brotasma bersama dengan
Hans Lango. Hari ini kita tetap akan membicarakan seputar kesehatan.
Jauh ini yang dirasakan apa nih sama netizen?
Capek.
Multifaktorial penyebabnya. Tidak hanya masalah genetik sebetulnya, tapi juga terkait tadi physical activity maupun nutrisi sehari-hari.
Makanya harus nonton terus Knock the Doc.
Hi everyone, welcome back. You're still with us here on the C Morning Show. It's 20 to 7 in the AM, and it's time for your first Thursday morning sports update. We begin with some basketball news from the NBA, where the Phoenix Suns kicked off a 4-game road trip and their NBA Cup schedule on Tuesday night with a 120-112 win over the Utah Jazz, which now brings their season record to an amazing 9-2. Devin Booker was rejuvenated as he led the Suns with 31 points on an efficient 11 of 20 shooting. He added 4 assists, which showcased his playmaking ability, and grabbed 2 rebounds to round out his performance. Meanwhile, Bradley Beal contributed a solid 24 points, attacking the defense with his signature mid-range shots and drives. And off the bench, Grayson Allen chipped in with 15 points, bringing energy and timely perimeter shooting. On the other end, for the Utah Jazz, John Collins led the way with 29 points, mixing strong post-ups with 3-point shooting to keep Utah in the game. Kyle Filipowski added 18 points off the bench, Lauri Markkanen scored 17, and Jordan Clarkson finished with 16 points and a team-high 8 assists.
Again, just a confident shot. Break.
So coming off an illness, Devin Booker looked much better in NBA Cup West Group B play at the Delta Center, scoring a game-high 31 points. Booker may just be over his illness that left him battling fatigue in Sunday's overtime loss to the Sacramento Kings. He went 5 of 9 from the three-point line. The Suns are now 9-2 and 1-1 minus Kevin Durant, who missed his second straight game with a left calf strain that will sideline him for Phoenix's next 5 games. Due for reevaluation on the weekend of November the 23rd and 24th, Durant did not make the trip to Utah to begin the 4-game road trip. The Suns still have just one double-digit victory, a 114-102 victory over the Dallas Mavericks in their home opener. They were unable to deliver a second one against a 2-win Jazz team in a situation in which point differential matters in the NBA Cup. They are winning, though, which is the actual end game, but the Suns could use more comfortable victories, if nothing else, just to prove to themselves that they can put teams away. Now, Coach Mike Budenholzer was not coaching last season with the inaugural in-season tournament debuting. He said after the game, winning is most important, but also understands that entertainment is a part of this tournament. Devin Booker says he wishes all games were like this, believing that if running up the score wasn't considered a bad thing, teams would actually play hard until the final buzzer. It is tricky, but the Suns have not put teams away by a double-digit margin, even in an NBA Cup game, when that's part of determining who advances to the quarterfinals out of group play. But a win is still a win, especially without Kevin Durant in the lineup. Meanwhile, let's go out east now, where the New York Knicks had 6 players in double figures and were led by a dominant performance from Karl Anthony Towns to earn a 111-99 win over the Philadelphia 76ers to open group play of the NBA Cup on Tuesday night in Philadelphia. New York now improves to 5-5 on the season and sentenced Philly to a 2-8 start to the year. OG Anunoby scored 24 points as the New York Knicks spoiled 76ers star Joel Embiid's season debut, beating Philadelphia 111-99 on Tuesday night in the opener of NBA Cup group play for both teams. Embiid finished with 13 points in 26 minutes of play and was unable to lift the struggling Sixers, who now fall to 2-8 on the season. He shot 2 of 11 from the field and only grabbed 3 rebounds. Embiid lasted just 5 minutes in his season debut before asking for his first substitution. The Sixers center, who had his left knee heavily wrapped, soon headed back into the locker room, missed both of his shots with a turnover and an assist in his opening run. Meanwhile, Karl Anthony Towns had 8 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist against last year's MVP. Paul George led the Sixers with 29 points and 10 rebounds. On the other end, it was Josh Hart, who added 14 points, 12 rebounds, and 10 assists, which marks a triple-double for the Knicks' player. Karl Anthony Towns had 21 points and 13 rebounds, while Jalen Brunson had 18 points.
Anunoby now is 16.
The season continues to look grim for the Philadelphia 76ers as they fall to 2-8 and 0-1 in Group A play following the loss to the New York Knicks to open play in the second annual NBA Cup. The Sixers did see the season debut of Joel Embiid, but it was not enough to beat the New York Knicks. Embiid played 26 minutes in total in his return. He had 13 points, but he went a dismal 2 of 11 from the field with 5 assists and 3 rebounds. He clearly showed a lot of rust in his first action of the season. Now, Embiid has been known to be a notoriously slow starter in his career, as it normally takes him a few games to really get going and begin to look like his normal self. However, his tough night on Tuesday was not a surprise to those who have watched the big fella throughout his career when considering the way he begins every regular season. Combine his history of slow starts with the fact that he hasn't played a game since the Olympics in August, and it all kind of makes sense. He looked out of sorts and fatigued throughout the night. And just like in Sunday's win over the Charlotte Hornets, the Sixers collapsed a bit in the fourth quarter. Of course, the Sixers were able to recover and win that game in overtime, but not so much in this situation. The Knicks blitzed the Sixers to open the fourth. They built a 15-point lead to keep Philadelphia down in this instance. The Sixers were getting good looks from the likes of McCain, Gershon, Yabusele, and others, but Philadelphia could not find any offense to keep up with the Knicks as Jalen Brunson and OG Anunoby took charge. All right, that's it for basketball. Let's leave that momentarily and head over to some badminton updates as Indonesia added more players to the round of 16 at the 2024 Kumamoto Masters after winning several rounds of 32 matches on Wednesday. Previously, Indonesia had already advanced 4 pairs in the men's and women's doubles categories. The first to qualify was the men's doubles team of Sabar Karyaman Gutama and Mohammad Reza Pahlavi Isfahani, who defeated Taiwan's Qian Wei Chang and Wei Chun Wei by a score of 12-21, 21-16, and 21-10. Mixed doubles pair of Rehan Naufal Kusharyanto and Lisa Ayu Kusumawati followed with a hard-fought win over Taiwan's Li Bingwei and Li Chi-chun, scoring 15-22, 21-14, and 21-19. And another mixed doubles team of Rinov Rivaldi and Pita Haningtias Mentari advanced after a straight game victory over Thailand's Supak Jomko and Sapsiri Taira Tanatachai, 21-13 and 21-18. And finally, in women's singles, Gregoria Mariska Tunjung secured her spot in just 39 minutes by beating Japan's Tomoka Miyazaki 21-15 and 21-12. All right, we'll continue to follow along all the action from the tournament and keep you apprised in the coming days. In the meantime, though, a huge day for Indonesian football tomorrow as the Japanese national team trained on Wednesday ahead of the World Cup Asian qualifiers against Indonesia. All the players, has saved for Ayase Ued, took part in the practice with coach Hajime Moriyasu. The Japanese national team is gearing up for the World Cup qualifier against Indonesia tomorrow. 27 players trained on Wednesday at the Gelora Bung Karno Sports Complex, including goalkeeper Zion Suzuki of Parma and Takumi Minamino of AS Monaco. This marks the first full team practice for Japan after the 6-man practice took place earlier on Monday. The team only allowed reporters to cover the first 15 minutes of the session, which included jogs and rondo drills. The Samurai Blue currently leads the standings of Group C with 10 points from 3 wins and a draw. Meanwhile, Indonesia sits in 5th with 3 points from 3 draws and 1 loss. All right, we'll obviously cover more in regards to the preview of tomorrow night's big matchup. Very important one for Indonesia if they plan to keep their World Cup hopes alive. We'll cover that on tomorrow morning's program. Meanwhile, in other Japanese football news, Japanese football player Kazuyoshi Miura plans to return for his 40th professional season at the ripe age of 58 next year. Japan's Kyodo News Agency reported this week that King Kazu intends to play again next season for his 4th-tier Japanese club, Atletico Suzuka. Miura is widely listed as the world's oldest active professional football player. He scored 55 goals in 89 appearances and was a star with Japan's national team all the way back in the 1990s. Miura has also played professionally in Brazil, Italy, Croatia, Australia, and Portugal. He first made his debut in 1986 with Brazilian club Santos, a side that was made famous by Brazilian star Pelé. All right, that last update wraps up our sports segment for now. We'll have more sports for you later on in our recap before the end of our program. The C Morning Show is set to step away for a short break, but before we do so, a quick reminder to make sure that you're following us on our social media platforms. You can find us on Instagram, X, and YouTube at C Today News. Stay tuned. Coming up next, we've got Marissa and Shafira back to share with you the latest from today's world of entertainment.
Sudah dipastikan itu belum ada pengobatan yang bisa mengobati DM1. Pernah berpikir untuk mengakhiri hidup aku sendiri karena waktu itu aku merasa sendiri, sama sekali nggak ada yang bisa aku ajak bicara.
Pada saat yang bersamaan aku sama papa konsumsi sebuah suplemen dan papa waktu itu mulai drop beberapa kali masuk ke rumah sakit. Vitiligo ini sebenarnya bukan kulit yang perlu disembuhkan, tapi mentalnya yang perlu dikuatkan.
Kalau
you're watching CTV Updates with me, Indra Marpal.
The latest from Indonesia and the world.
Over 200,000 Palestinians workers without jobs.
Presented in an accurate,
expected to reach 4.95 meters.
Timely and up-to-date manner.
Democrat Tim Walz and Republican J.D. Vance went after each other's running mates on Tuesday.
Only on Seat Today Updates every Monday to Friday at 2 and 4 p.m. What's happening now?
President Prabowo Subianto and Vice President Gibran Rakabuming Raka that took their oaths of office at the Parliament building earlier today.
Exclusive interviews and all the latest in entertainment.
We don't talk only about the money, but we talk about the timing.
Spice up your afternoon with a variety of up-to-date information.
Buenos Aires, Argentina, where Liam Payne passed away on Thursday.
Listen for 3-hour news show every day at 5 p.m.
Tiap hari beginilah, enak tak enak pun dah terlanjur.
Kau sebut ayong ya, maafkan maaf. Nanti akan saya buktikan bahwa saya akan bisa lebih dari kamu.
Bising, kau yang pertama kali lempar mie itu papa saya.
Dulu resep ini dari nenek. Nenek turun kasih bapak, bapak turun kasih saya. Nanti turun kasih anak juga.
Indonesia has many endemic species. Its wildness and uniqueness make its existence threatened with extinction. So, how do they try to conserve it?